Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It's our Science Unit 4 today. As we begin the month of July, it's July 2nd today. Hope you're not too hot out there. But, if you're hot, you might want to head out to the stars. The universe is really cold. And so out in the universe, there are lots of things to see. And NASA, of course, is trying to present us with pictures so that we can marvel at the beauty of the universe.
Well, they're pretty exciting photos, I must say. I'm not into, space as much as you are. You're so into space and planets and stars and yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's not the thing I really have a lot of interest in. But sometimes when I see these photos, they almost look unreal. They're so amazing, right? So
they are.
Yeah, I can see why these photos would paint 1,000 words. A picture can paint 1,000 words. You don't need words. You just look at that picture and you kind of have the whole story.
Okay, so let's get the whole story now by reading through the contents of our lesson now one time. NASA releases hundreds of wonderful pictures of the universe to the public every year. In addition to their beauty, these images are valuable because they can help ordinary people understand more about outer space. Let's discuss some of these photos to learn about the mysteries of our universe. A meteor shower occurs when large rocks fall from outer space to the Earth's atmosphere and experience air resistance. This heats the rocks and causes them to give off trails of glowing hot gas known as shooting stars. To people watching from the ground, a meteor shower looks like a fantastic laser light show. Solar eclipses occur when the moon is temporarily between the Earth and the sun. There are two main types of solar eclipses. In a partial eclipse, the Earth, moon, and sun cross paths but aren't perfectly in line, so the moon blocks some of the sun's light. A total eclipse takes place when there is complete alignment and the sun cannot be seen from Earth. In certain parts of the world, this will briefly transform a sunny day into complete darkness. In 2017, millions of people in the U.S. gathered to watch this unusual event, which lasted over 2 minutes. Black holes are one of the universe's strangest phenomena. They form when a huge star collapses upon itself. They are so heavy that not even light can escape them. As a result, black holes are invisible. However, scientists can detect their existence by the effects that they have on nearby stars, planets, and gases. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg. To learn more about the universe, try looking at more amazing pictures on NASA's website.
Okay, guys, today's our science unit. I don't know about all of you out there, but science usually isn't my favorite subject. But NASA is interesting, though. Even as a girl, I remember when a rocket would go up or maybe a shuttle was going up, everybody would stop and watch their TV. It's kind of exciting, very exciting, actually. It's become kind of, ho-hum nowadays because we've seen so many successful space missions, but actually, it's still pretty miraculous that people can go up into outer space. Now, NASA, NASA, is called an acronym. We're using the first letter of each word, and we're putting them together and then pronouncing it NASA. Most of you know what NASA stands for. It's National Aeronautics Space Administration, so NASA. So NASA's taking some pictures, some photographs we're talking about, and they're painting 1,000 words. They're telling a story because they're pretty amazing, and they can keep your attention for quite a while just gazing at the photos.
Lots of pictures of lots of phenomena in the universe. You can see novas or maybe even supernovas, the view of the galaxy, maybe the Andromeda Galaxy, the Orion Nebula, etc., etc. We've got some examples here. We've got a meteor shower coming on later and solar eclipses and black holes. But first of all, let's talk about the first paragraph here. It says, NASA releases hundreds of wonderful pictures of the universe to the public every year. Now, in this sentence, we've got the word releases. That's because we're referring to NASA, this administration of the American government, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This particular agency releases, I guess you could say publishes or lets people see these pictures every year. They release hundreds of pictures to people in the public, you and me, regular folks, that you can see in magazines, maybe a National Geographic, of course, but the easiest way would be to go to their website.
Yeah, we release different things. You can release a new album. Nowadays, we call them CDs. But you'll still hear people say, oh, my favorite band just released a new album. You can release a movie. You can release, what else? A book.
Or you can release a lover, as in the Engelbert Humperdinck song, Please release me, let me go.
Yeah, I'm sure our listeners don't know who Engelbert Humperdinck is.
Some of our older listeners will certainly
my
know.
parents loved him. Anyway, it's a love song. So they release all of these pictures, and they're quite wonderful to look at. And they're of our beautiful universe, and the public can get a glimpse of them, can look at them every year. So in addition to or besides their beauty, these images are valuable because they can help ordinary people, that's me, I'm an ordinary person, understand more about outer space. And it's not so scary as, maybe reading a scientific journal, and reading one of those really complicated articles that are written. These are just pictures you can look at. If something's valuable, guys, it has value. Maybe it's worth a great deal of money. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more valuable because someone loves it. Things can be valuable just because you love them. Some people have very valuable time. And some people, they don't feel like their time is that valuable.
Indeed. So valuable is the adjective. Value is the noun. What things do you value? That could be a verb as well. What are your values, etc.? And these images, of course, are beneficial. They're valuable because they help regular folks understand more about outer space. Now, let's discuss some of these photos to learn about the mysteries of our universe. So we're going to talk about some of the photos that they have released on their website or in publications.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about a meteor shower. Okay, you may have heard about that. It occurs when large rocks fall from outer space to the Earth's atmosphere and experience air resistance. Okay, a meteor shower is when you get all sorts of shooting stars occurring almost at the same time. I've tried to see these before. To me, they're really nothing spectacular, unless it looked like an actual rain shower where they were coming down like every second or something. These meteor showers will let you see maybe one every 2 or 3 minutes or something like that.
Wow.
Which is okay, I guess, but I used to sleep outside when I was a kid, and I'm from the country, and we used to see those all the time. Not meteor showers, but shooting stars.
Yeah.
But in any case, that's what happens here. You got these large rocks falling from outer space, and then they hit the atmosphere, which, of course, is the layer of air that surrounds the Earth. Without the atmosphere, we would all suffocate. And when the rocks hit the atmosphere, they experience friction or air resistance. And resistance means that something is trying to slow you down. It's trying to prevent you from moving forward.
Well, I think of resistance when I think of lifting weights at the gym. If you're picking up a weight that's pretty heavy, the heavier it is, the more force your muscles have to use to resist dropping them. So you actually get stronger. Well, this resistance actually heats the rocks up. And causes them to give off trails of glowing hot gas. It's quite beautiful. I'm kind of like Tom. I didn't grow up in the wild or even out on the farm, but I did have some experiences because we had a telescope in the backyard. I saw some shooting stars, and they're quite beautiful, but you see them pretty frequently. if you live in a place where you can at least see stars. We're in the city here in Taipei, and it's hard to see stars.
Yeah, well, you don't need a telescope to see a meteor shower. You can use your naked eye.
Totally.
But you do need to go someplace dark to see them. I think a lot of people go down to Kending or they go to Nantou County or places like that to see those things. Now, again, we're talking about the meteors hitting the atmosphere, and this heats the rocks. The resistance or the friction heats the rocks and causes them to give off trails of glowing hot gas known as shooting stars. Okay, so to give something off just means to emit that thing or let it go away from the main body. So they give off these trails of glowing hot gas. Just like comets, they do that too because the sun is causing them to heat up and they give off those trails. It looks like comets have those white tails.
Yeah, kind of like tails. That's right. So you can watch them from the ground, and a meteor shower looks like a fantastic laser light show. Kind of cool. So fantastic. We use that word a lot when something's really kind of cool. Maybe you saw a movie and you thought it was fantastic. Wow, it was so amazing. You know, and that's when you would recommend that film to other people. I love to see fireworks shows. Sometimes they can be quite fantastic if they have enough fireworks, that is. Sometimes they don't have as many of those fireworks as I want. So we're going to keep talking about this, guys. But you know what, Tom? This is probably a good place to just stop, listen to our Chinese teacher. And then when we come back, we'll continue talking about NASA's photos.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny. 今天我们要看的是第一个单元，主题呢要谈的是照片。但是呢，这些照片呢，却告诉我们宇宙的秘密。好，我们来看这些照片从哪里来呢？是 NASA 它所公布给大众知道的这些宇宙照片。那我们看一下，有一个片语 in addition to 提到照片里面它表现出什么？除了照片里面的美丽之外，它还有其他的价值。好，我们看到这个片语其实常见 in addition to 基本上就是像你讲 besides， 那后面一定是一个名词的性质，或者是有时候看到 V-I-N-G。OK， 好，再来我们继续往下读，谈到了这些照片，那现在要看的大概有3个部分。第一个谈的是流星雨，下一段里面就说到A meteor shower， 我们知道流星雨，这边稍微解释给大家看，为什么说它是流星雨呢？好，它的成因这边解释得很清楚，从这个巨大的石块，然后从外太空坠落到地球，经过大气层的时候，受到什么 air resistance，所谓的空气阻力，结果呢，当然石头变热，然后后面呢就会有光有热的气体，那这样子的轨迹当然就是我们看到的所谓的流星 shooting stars。 但是注意到这个过程里他提到了一个片语，看到了逗点后面的 known as。known as 这个 known 当然它是一个过去分词，那后面如果是加 as 通常接的也就是所谓的一个角色一个名称，这边讲 shooting stars 就是所谓的流星。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, everybody, let's continue with our lesson. Now we're going to talk about solar eclipses. Okay, there are two kinds of eclipses that we can see here on Earth, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. Solar is when the moon blocks out the sun, and a lunar eclipse is when the Earth blocks out the sun, and then the moon is sort of darker, but you can still see it. But in any case, lunar eclipses are far more common than solar eclipses. But in any case, let's talk about solar eclipses. They occur, or they happen, when the moon is temporarily between the Earth and the sun. And I think there was a solar eclipse visible from Taiwan back in 2008 or 2009. I think it was total in Shanghai, China. But there's going to be a solar eclipse, a total one, at least an annular eclipse in, 2020, I think, here in Taiwan. It's going to go over Jia-E, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, these happen when the moon is between the Earth and the sun temporarily, which means for a short time, not for a long time, or not forever.
So temporarily can be used to describe something you do just for a short time. Originally, my plans were to come to Taiwan, stay here temporarily, and then go back home. But it's turned into more of a permanent stay here. So that moon is temporarily between the Earth and the sun. Now, there are two main types of solar eclipses, which I didn't know. In a partial eclipse, partial, of course, you see that word part there, don't you? It's part of something. It's not the whole thing. In a partial eclipse, the Earth, moon, and sun cross paths, but aren't perfectly in line. So the moon blocks some of the sun's light, but not all. So that's still kind of cool. I've seen a partial eclipse. I've never seen a total eclipse. But a partial is kind of cool, too. I mean, let's be honest. So partial. Sometimes we use partial to talk about teeth. You know, I have a partial filling, I have a partial cap, I have a partial whatever. So you have something that's not in its whole state.
Right, so the key to this word is the word part there, which means a fraction of something, a smaller segment or a smaller part of something. So indeed, in a partial eclipse, the Earth, moon, and sun cross paths but aren't perfectly in line, so the moon blocks some of the sun's light. The sun kind of looks like the moon when it's like a quarter phase or an eighth phase or whatever it is. But you're not supposed to look straight at it. That will damage your eyesight, so please take the proper precautions. Now, a total eclipse, that's the second kind of solar eclipse. We got partial, and now we've got total. So a total eclipse takes place, or happens, or occurs when there is complete alignment, and the sun cannot be seen from Earth. The moon actually blocks out the sun. You can't really see the moon at all because you're looking at the dark side of the moon, and it's, of course, during the day. You couldn't see the sun at night there. So, yes, so you can't see the moon, but it's definitely there, and it's blocking the sun totally.
Now, a total eclipse takes place when there is complete alignment. So that means when the Earth, moon, and sun cross paths and they are perfectly in line. And that's when you get that special total eclipse. It's kind of cool. Everybody gets excited about the total eclipses. I know that. Now, something takes place, guys. It just happens. I could use an example. Maybe I work for a company and I ask my boss, hey, when is that conference taking place? You know, when is it happening? When are they holding that meeting? When is that meeting taking place? So this total eclipse takes place, and that's when there's this complete alignment. So if something's aligned or you're looking at a nice alignment, it means things are arranged in a correct position. It could be that they're arranged straight across. If you've ever worked in PowerPoint, or as you guys like to call it, PPT, if you work in PowerPoint, which is a software, you can actually grab some of the objects. Maybe you have little text boxes and you want to middle align them. So they're going to be aligned based on the middle part of that object. Or maybe they're top aligned. They're aligned or arranged at the very top of whatever objects you're trying to align. So here you've got a complete alignment, and the sun cannot be seen from Earth, which is crazy, huh?
It is crazy, and in certain parts of the world, this will briefly transform a sunny day into complete darkness.
Wow.
That can happen, and I think a solar eclipse can happen anywhere in the world. And in 2017, millions of people in the U.S. gathered to watch this unusual event, which lasted over 2 minutes. And I actually did see that. I was in Missouri at the time, although it was kind of cloudy, so it wasn't an ideal view, but that was the Great American Solar Eclipse, which took place last year during the summer in 2017. So lots of people turned out to see that.
Wait, you were in the U.S. when that happened?
I was. I went back there actually with that in mind.
No way.
Well, to visit my parents, of course.
You love this stuff, I know.
My parents live in Iowa, so I just drove down to Missouri to see the eclipse there, Missouri. And indeed, it was quite crowded, but we did see something, so it's okay. So indeed, as I said before, there's going to be a total solar eclipse here in Taiwan, although it's annular, which means it's not 100% total because the moon is just going to cover the middle part of the sun, not entirely.
Yeah, but that still looks really cool.
It's still something to check out. I'm expecting major traffic jams down to Chiayi in 2020 in 2 years' time.
Totally.
Now, let's talk about black holes now. Black holes are one of the universe's strangest phenomena. Okay, phenomena and phenomenon. This is unusual here because phenomena itself is the plural form of this word. Natural phenomena. If you want to say one, it's a natural, or it's an example of a natural phenomenon. That would be singular.
Yeah, N-O-N if it's singular and N-A if it's plural. They form when a huge star collapses upon itself. If you collapse, you suddenly fall down. Sometimes you'll see older buildings being blown up, and they just kind of collapse into dust. Just pieces of the building on the ground, so collapse. If you're feeling sick, sometimes you'll faint, and we'll say, oh, so-and-so just collapsed. Oh, so this huge star collapses upon itself, and they're so heavy that not even light can escape them. Kind of crazy. If you escape, you get away from a place that could be kind of dangerous. A lot of times we'll talk about prisoners escaping from jail or escaping from prison. So they break free. They're being held because they've done something bad. They're being held in prison, but they break free and they try to run away so that they can't be caught. So escape. Sometimes we talk about, oh, wow, I've been working so hard. I need a vacation. I've got to escape all this pressure I've been feeling lately.
Indeed. And I did want to mention here that there was a movie out a couple of years ago that featured what a black hole supposedly would look like based on scientific evidence and theories and things like that. So they had this image of a black hole. It's got like this bright light around it or something like that. That's what they think it would actually look like, although no one has actually ever seen one. But Interstellar, I understand, did a pretty good job of showing what they supposedly would look like if you could see one. But in any case, these black holes are massive stars that have collapsed on themselves and light can't escape from them. I understand also that our sun doesn't have enough mass to become a black hole in the future. I think
it's not big enough.
It's just going to be a boring old white dwarf star,
really?
Which will shine for a long time and then it will just flicker out like a candle and be there. This big mass will be there, but not a black hole. But in any case, as a result of this, black holes are invisible. However, scientists can detect their existence by the effects that they have on nearby stars, planets, and gases. So they make these calculations, they get these figures from their measurements and stuff, and they can guess or theorize that a black hole must be there. I think they're guessing that there's a supermassive black hole at the center of our own galaxy, and they can't really see it. They don't know about its existence, but they can guess that it's there by looking at the effects that it would have on stars nearby and the planets and the gases, etc.
So these examples are just the tip of the iceberg. There are many, many, many more photos that NASA has taken, and these are just some of the photos that we wanted to mention today. But if you say something is just the tip of the iceberg, it means you're just giving kind of a little glimpse, a little hint, a suggestion of something, but there's much more. If you just, dig beneath the water, you could say. Because an iceberg, you can only see the tip of it above the ocean, but there's a huge piece of ice below the surface of the water. We'll often use tip of the iceberg to talk about something bad, like maybe a company had a lot of money stolen. They first found out that someone had stolen just the petty cash, which is just the cash on hand that usually is about $300 US. Later they find out that someone has actually stolen millions of dollars.
Ooh.
So that petty cash was just the tip of the iceberg.
There's a lot more to see here, and again, to learn more about the universe, try looking at more amazing pictures at NASA's website, as we've been suggesting throughout today's program. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
我们继续来看，提到宇宙之美，下面这一类的照片呢，是跟 solar eclipse 有关。solar eclipse。Solar 跟太阳有关的 Eclipse 这个字就代表食，也就是我们讲日食月食。那这个字用在这边谈到日食，他说到了其实有两大类，有的呢是属于 partial eclipse， 也就是偏食，另外还有一种叫 total eclipse，这叫全食。那我们在新闻报道或媒体里面会说，哇，什么时候将会有所谓的日偏食啦，或者是日全食的状况，那我们就会想要看看到底会有什么现象。所以这边呢，这两大类就解释给大家听，为什么会是 partial eclipse， 为什么会是偏食。当然它的解释里面就告诉你，当地球、月球还有太阳的轨道虽然连成像一条线，但又没有完全是一条直线的时候，所以月球呢就盖住了一部分的太阳光，所以我们看到的就是一个 partial eclipse。 好，注意到一个片语，当你说三个星球之间成一线，好，就像你在排队的时候we are in line， 这表示这是一条线哦，我们排一条线哦。好，那如果说它没有成一条线的时候，就会有所谓的 partial eclipse。接下来的 total eclipse 里面，它也用了一个字，讲说要完全的站在一条线上，成一列直线。好，还有一个字就是 alignment， 大家比较少用，不过它基本上就是表示是成一直线。好咯，继续看第三类的照片。第三类的照片呢是 black holes， 就是所谓的黑洞。黑洞到底怎么形成的？说起来，它是宇宙里面非常奇怪的一种 phenomena， 也就是一种很怪的现象。但是呢，不管在科幻小说里面读到的，或是我们从这些宇宙照片里面看到的，这边解释起来，它真的是非常的强大的一种力量。因为它的发生是在怎么样的状况里呢？他说到 When a huge star collapses upon itself， 这个 star 指的是恒星，那 collapse 就是一种塌陷塌倒。那这边说到的是这些恒星它是往内塌陷而形成的，这就是我们所谓的黑洞。好，不过呢，提到这种力量是这么样的强大 ，so heavy that， 我们知道 so that 本身就是有一种因果的关系。好，它是如此强大，后面当然结果呢？结果连光都没办法逃脱，所以我们看到的，哇哦，那是黑的，因为我们根本没有任何光可以穿透它，怎么能看得到它呢？好，那这种现象当然很特别，不过这一段的最后这里要注意一个地方，他说到我们呢是看科学家，他呢怎么知道会有黑洞？他是看到黑洞对它附近旁边的恒星啦、行星啦、气体的影响而侦测到。好，提到 effect， 这是影响，但是后面说到是对什么的影响，介系词是 on， 要特别留意。那最后这段呢，当然我们要结束咯，这些例子说起来就是一点点而已。那希望大家呢试着从下面这个网站里面去看看这些令人叹为观止的照片。好，Try looking， 这个 try 注意到，如果你后面是加 VING， 意思就是试试看。这跟你说 try to 加动词表示企图达到某一个目的是不太一样的。OK， 我们今天的讲解就到这边结束，我们下次见。
That's it, guys. That's NASA's pictures. Paint 1,000 words. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about NASA, some of these terms that are used in the study of space. And if you're like Tom, you're probably going to just gobble this stuff up, because you love space so much. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll come back soon. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom. Goodbye.
Bye.